Disco Elysium is one of the most groundbreaking video games ever created. Obviously, this is not going to be the first video hyping up what is quite literally one of the most critically acclaimed indie games of all time. Disco Elysium manages to masterfully analyze themes of existentialism, politics, love, loss, companionship, such a complete package. And I would be eternally grateful to share with you all how much this video game means to me. I truly believe that it is my civic duty to create this video. Like some sort of divine messenger, I need to talk about this game. So please spend some time with me as we explore some of the themes discussed in this game, and together we may even figure out the meaning of life. Or not, that's definitely a lot, but maybe we'll get close. "40 years after the failed communist revolution that left the coastal city of Revachol in ruin, 22 years before Revachol is leveled by an atomic device, and 9,855 days before the world itself comes to an end, we meet our protagonist who has just awoken on the floor of the Whirling in Rags hostel in the seaside district of Martinez. Our protagonist here is on official police business, as 7 days prior a man was seemingly lynched in a tree outside of the hostel, and we were sent to investigate. But the thing is, he doesn't know this. In fact, he doesn't know who he is, where he is, or how long he's been there. After getting dressed, being absolutely disgusted with his reflection in the mirror, and having some incredibly normal and adult human conversations with others in the hostel, at the front door, we finally meet our case partner, Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi.
If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You are sure of this.
It is also during this introduction that we learn our name is Raphael Ambrosius Costo. Potentially, maybe, we'll get to it later. And we have lost our police badge, which is obviously less than ideal. With the reminder of the aforementioned body being left in the tree for maybe a little bit too long, berating Gart, the hostel's manager, about the blight of capitalism and the ever-growing list of tasks to complete, we are finally able to begin our exploration of Martinez. Stepping out into the world of Elysium, we are met with the echoing trumpets from my favorite song from the game's soundtrack, Instrument of Surrender. The music put together by the band Sea Power for this game plays such an important role in setting the tone for the world of Elysium. It's truly hard to imagine what this game would be like without it. As an aside, I've introduced a bunch of my friends to this game's soundtrack. Many of them don't even play games, but they have been able to articulate the game's motif of nostalgic yearning just from the music alone. I legitimately adore this album so much. I've been listening to it on repeat while writing the script. It's wild. Given that the game begins with our main character overcome with amnesia, this allows us as the player to connect more with the confusion that he is also experiencing. It's apparent quite early on that the world of Elysium is a fictional analog of our real world, with significant French and Estonian connections, as the development team of the game, who are based in Estonia, have openly mentioned that the philosophy of Disco Elysium is heavily influenced by Soviet literature. But now that we're out in the streets of Revachol, it's finally time to get some answers as to what's going on.
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Revachol. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away. Winter's grip on the city is loosening. The spring thaw is here. Your shirt sticks to your chest. The shoulders of your disco blazer grow heavy. The cold finds its way in under your skin. You shiver, and the city shivers with you. Your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand. The rain stings your eyes, making you look up and blink. Standing in the rain, looking north, where Jamrock Rock City stretches inland. Revachol is the capital of the world. Jamrock is the capital of Revachol. On a street there, that flows like a muddy river in the snow, with fire traps rising on either side. A film rental opens its doors to the rain. An armored motor carriage rushes past the corner where you used to walk together. Suddenly, the hair on your back rises. You, on the Martinez Plaza, a small dot looking up at the sky. Coalition aerostatics hang like apparitions under the cloud cover. Way up there, where rain forms, rotors flutter silently. Your sight clears. You shudder, looking down at your feet. Dirty rainwater runs veins into the plaza's snow. A yard, rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed. Filthy water pools around a body. Droplets of rain slip from the dead man's cold cheeks.
When you first start your playthrough, you're able to allocate points into different skills which alter your mental capabilities and affect the way that the story plays out. These skills reach out to you throughout the game to add lore and context to the story. Some skills that are beneficial to have high ranks in are endurance and volition to improve your physical and mental health during the game. But my absolute favorite skill to max out during a playthrough is Shivers. The entirety of Disco Elysium's writing is truly unparalleled, and of the over 1 million words in the game, which, Jesus Christ, that's actually insane, Shivers manages to never miss. Primarily serving as a means for incredibly atmospheric world building, none of which is actually necessary to finish the game and could be entirely missed on a playthrough. These skill checks flesh out the world of Elysium in such a unique way, making you feel every sensation as if you were standing in the streets of Revachol yourself. The game takes place over the course of approximately 5 to 6 days, during which your detective work allows you to uncover information which could be broadly categorized into 3 areas: identity, the past, and arguably most importantly, the future. On day 1, some of the key information you are likely to gain is that you and Kim both work for the Revacholian Citizens Militia, or RCM, which is the de facto Peace Corps of Revachol, who operate in the legal twilight under the discretion of the Moral Intern, which is Elysium's top governing body. Although the RCM experience widespread corruption, so their authority is not always recognized. After exploring more of Martinez, you discover that the murder you are investigating is embroiled in the ongoing tension between a local union of dock workers and the Moral Intern-backed monopolistic logistics conglomerate Wild Pines. Conducting an interview with the union leader, Everett Clare, you learn that your name is in fact not Raphael Ambrosius Costo. Rather, it is Harry Dubois, and on top of losing your police badge, you've also lost your gun. And Everett Clare knows where it is, but he'll only help you out for a price. The choice to use the name Raphael Ambrosius Costo is one of the many instances in Disco Elysium where you are able to craft your identity, where you get to pick how the world perceives you, and by extension, how you see it. One of the core gameplay mechanics is the thought cabinet, in which you can internalize different ideas having to do with your identity, the type of police officer you want to be, and what political affiliation you subscribe to. Each of these internalized thoughts give you different benefits and disadvantages that affect your game. One of the major choices you make approximately halfway through the game is your political alignment, pushing you on a vision quest to discover how politics impact Elysium. The choices include communism, fascism, ultraliberalism, and moralism. It may seem overwhelming to have to make a choice, but don't worry, all of them are the wrong choice, so don't stress. I will say, the Moralist questline provides you with some of the most interesting lore with massive implications of the broader world of Elysium, but this quest can also heavily alter your experience with the endgame based on your choices, so be careful. On the second day, we have an interesting reveal quite early on. Some of Everett Clare's workers from the union, known as the Hardy Boys, are in the Whirling in Rags drinking at like 7 a.m., which is kind of a power move if you ask me. And during this introduction, they all confess to the murder, which you may think would be a good thing, makes your life easier. But as we talked about earlier, RCM officers don't exactly have much legal authority, and you don't even have your badge or your gun. So you can try to arrest them, but that might not go over too well. Interviewing Wild Pines representative Joyce Messier provides you with more information about reality, the conflict between Wild Pines and the Union, and the history of Elysium. But most importantly, depending on your choices, at the behest of Kim, Joyce can inform you about arguably the most important fact about the world of Elysium. So it was at this point where I was going to go over the major story beats for the game, but I think for the sake of my sanity and for however long this video ends up being, I'm just going to skip to the key events that relate to the thesis of what inspired me to make this video and my interpretation of the ethos of Disco Elysium. The bulk of this game has some incredible side quests, being able to learn more about Kuno and Kuno S and their upbringing, investigating the doomed commercial district and meeting the dice maker, interrogating Classier and the choices you have to make that come with that, and starting a dance club with the Speed Freaks, which has probably my favorite moment from the entire game. Maybe I'll return to a more in-depth discussion later. God knows I'll take any opportunity to talk about this game. The Pale in Disco Elysium is a colorless, odorless, immeasurable substance that covers approximately 72% of the known world. Described as being the antithesis to physical matter, the Pale doesn't obey any physical laws and can only be distinguished because of the matter surrounding it. Traversing the Pale requires specialized radio equipment to limit exposure, as prolonged exposure can result in psychosis, and for those that travel too far into it, they don't return. You can meet a Pale driver who obviously spends quite a bit of time exposed to the substance, and it's quite apparent even from your short interaction with them that the Pale has quite a negative effect on their memory and personality. On top of the Pale being incredibly damaging to the psyche and to the physical body, it's also growing. The Pale is kept incredibly vague and has certain properties that could possibly break reality itself. Kim attempts to prevent Harry from learning about its existence from Joyce, as he worries that learning about this existential threat to humanity would not be ideal given Harry's already unstable mental state. The fear of the Pale is exemplified by the lack of explanation. It leaves the player to fill in the details that are unanswered. I know when I first started to think about the Pale, I interpreted the existential threat as an analog for climate change, but after learning more, it seems that the Pale is the remnants of thought. All of the leftover memories and emotions that the universe can't break down grow and grow, slowly expanding. And in the case of Harry, there is one memory that is even more of a threat than anything hidden in the Pale. During your investigation, you can find Harry's old police ledger thrown in a dumpster outside of the Whirling in Rags, which has files from the previous cases that Harry had worked on. And in a secret compartment, you can find a long-lost memory. An old gum wrapper with a card, smelling of cinnamon and apricot, smelling of the end of summer, smelling of her. And on that card, a poem she wrote for you.
Your hands shake, holding onto it. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road.
We both said a lot of things. We were very young.
Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Please, Harry, I just don't have time for this.
No, don't say it. Don't beg. It will only make her go. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always come back to it.
Oh, Harry, do you really think so? We haven't talked in years. I don't want to call you. I don't want to hear from you. I think of you less and less every year. Weeks go by without me remembering you. This is real darkness. It's not death or war or child molestation. Real darkness has love for a face. The first death is in the heart, Harry. You're ill. You're an old, insane man. And you have to be in hell until the end of your life.
Darkness engulfs you.
An inordinate amount of time passes. There is nothing, only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Never, ever. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it. Ex-love, ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you've suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of pelagic zone. You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know you will. And for what, brother man? This is death. One more door, baby. One more door. You had your chance, Harry boy, and you missed it. Started thrashing around, acting all brave. Now the dark center has vanished. You'll never get back to it.
No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have, but it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world, you're still alive. Harry, I know there's not much to say, but if nothing else, just remember that you've made it this far, and it's just a bit farther now. Let's finish this. Remember, after life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism. Subdue the regrets. Dust yourself off. Proceed. You'll get it in the next life, where you don't make mistakes. Do what you can with this one while you're alive. That's what matters.
I need you. You can keep me on this earth. Be vigilant. I love you.
The story of Disco Elysium is about finding yourself in an unfair world and coming to terms with the impermanence of it all. That although there is an end, the people you meet along the way, the things you do, and the things you feel are worth fighting for. Whether it's solving a murder, protecting someone with an imperfect past, using art to combat the varied destruction threatening the world, or simply waking up and making the concerted effort to keep going on. It's up to us, no matter how hard it gets, to get up each and every day and fight for a world worth protecting. Sunrise Parabellum. Thank you for watching.
Want to be free.